Actually, let's take that sticker off. Oh, yeah, that sticker ain't coming off. Okay. Oh well. And the box goes flying. And my second phone is almost dead, so we're gonna go plug that in. Oh boy, we got a new knife for you guys. AJ, what's up? Welcome in. We went out and got a new knife today, and it is already sold. I bought it and sold it at the same time. Actually, technically speaking, I sold it before buying it. No. For everybody else, if you're hearing this right now, the stream's over. You are watching a pre-recorded stream. Please keep that in mind when you're leaving comments that I will not see them. All right. As for the new washers, let me go grab a pair of calipers and we'll start working on these things. Ground Fog, what's up? Welcome back. So, these washers, the 10 of them, cost me $62. So I paid a ton of money for these things. Dakota, what's up? They all look pretty good. No complaints so far. Yeah, not bad. Now let's get the calipers out and check how thick they are. Dang, this place is empty tonight. Tonight we're doing custom washers that I just got in. .5, good. 0.51, slightly out of tolerance. 0.51, out of tolerance. Most of them should be out of tolerance. 0.51, out of tolerance. Which is fine. This is why I'm charging as much as I will be for these things. 0.5 with, oh. Yeah, no, 0.5 within tolerance. .51, out of tolerance. Out of tolerance. Out of tolerance. Within tolerance. Within tolerance. Okay, so we have 4 that are within tolerance and 6 that are out of tolerance, which is fine. So we'll be testing them in this thing. And if that goes well, then we'll stick them in the Osborne, maybe. So 6 and 8. So all of these I will put in a bag. They need to be thinned. And I think I'm going to be thinning all of them out to 0.49. You have fun with that. Okay. What is that stuff? Weird. Well, it sounds like it's time for you to get a new pocket clip then. I didn't say bent. You said bent. Well, ZT you can get free parts from. I don't think you can get free parts from Chris Reeve. If your model is still made by ZT, they will send you a free pocket clip. Well, that sucks. Why the fuck is there grease on the outside of this, but not on the inside? Okay. So, calipers real quick. Zero them back out. And these are 0.5. And 0.5. Okay, so we're going to take these stock ones and replace them with oversized. Oh, that one's out of spec. Okay. I think that one might be as well. Yep, this one's good. So, what we're going to start off with is light polishing. Yeah, the Para 3, other than taking the lanyard thing out, is pretty easy to take apart. These are really flat. I'm impressed. I was expecting to need to do a lot more sanding to get them flat polished. Dude, those are gorgeous. Beautiful. Dude, the stock washers aren't that flat. Oh, dude, these are... Are they worth the money? I'm not sure yet, but... Am I happy so far? Definitely. I'm modifying some aftermarket washers. Doing a little bit of sanding to make them smoother before I stick them in a bug out. Go ahead and polish the front real quick. Yep, we're going for smoother action and less blade play. So when we compare the stock ones to these aftermarket ones, the stock ones are way bigger and way flatter too. So these will hopefully work out beautifully. Palmer, what's up? And if these work out well, I might just leave them in there and not take them out. And then I'll do another set real quick that's going to be, you'll see. It'll be cool. Okay. And if these work out really well, I would like to sell them. If anybody would actually be interested in it. For their bug outs. But again, I have one more mod that I want to do to them other than making them smooth. Now that mod's going to be a big deal. Especially if it works out well. Oh, wonderful. Okay, get me a set of tweezers real quick. And put these things back together. We'll put a drop of grease. Grease, where are we at? There you are. They're expensive. To have them, to have these sent to me was actually a little pricier than I wanted them to be. Okay, we'll do 3 dots. which is more than enough. Loosen you and you. Okay. How's it going? Welcome back. Oh, come on. There we go. Grease on there, grease on here. Does it need it? Yeah, that's better. I forgot what the other channel name was, if I'm honest. This is a bug out. We're putting some aftermarket washers that weren't designed for this in it to see how they work. Okay. Back together we go. These are oversized by about 2.5 millimeters. Almost 2.5 millimeters. So it should change the action quite a bit. The question is it going to cause too much friction? I don't know. Some random brand. They gave it to an employee, and that employee lost it to TSA. Yeah, but sanding them down doesn't always do wonders. Just, it may make them more smooth. However, it also adds more surface area, which means more friction or more potential friction. Well, they fit beautifully, by the way. Oh, this one's for me personally. It's my personal knife. So it's not as smooth like that as it is from factory. Got to break it in before. We do have to keep in mind that these are brand new washers. I'm not sure if that's breaking in or if it needs less friction. So now we have my other idea for less friction. I need to have a perfect half of this though. And then I'm going to grab that other tool that I brought out. I want to see. I need something tiny and sharp, and that can take the hit from a small hammer. What can we think of, guys, that's something tiny and sharp? That I may have around. A sewing needle. Yeah. Yeah, that could probably do it. We just got some brand new sewing needles for denim. So they're a little thicker than usual, but this should work quite well. Hopefully. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab that sewing needle and my watchmaking hammer. And I need to find maybe, if I zoom in, maybe this will help. Ooh, those are slick. No, we're not doing rivets. We're doing holes. We're not sticking anything in the holes. They're just going to be empty holes. Oh my god, that's hard to grab onto. Maybe a little deeper, if we can get it to do that. Now we'll see if the little diamond bit can drill through that by hand. This isn't going great. Maybe. Let me think of another way that I can do that. Other than a little diamond burr. Basically super slowly drill a hole through this thing. Preferably with tools that I already have. Oh, this shit's gonna take forever. Well, I want to have a hole that goes all the way through. My dad brought up maybe like pen drills or something. And I'm like, that's great, but I already spent $60 on 10 washers, so I'd rather do this as cheap as possible. Eagle Scout, what's up? Pretty much. That sucks. Pro tip, don't get sick. If you don't get sick, then you won't be sick. Bet you guys didn't know that. Well, that's not going to work. That's too much leverage with no real reason why. Fun. You have fun with that. I don't have either at the moment. So this is all by hand. Best I got is an angle grinder, and that ain't gonna help worth shit here. I know where you're going with that. I have no desire to do that at the moment. As much as I'm sure it would make things faster. The problem will probably lie in with that is friction, a lack of friction on the tool. So another idea that I had, oh, I'm sure. Oh, that tires your fingers out really quick. Oh yeah, no, this is trying to find the best way of doing it. I do not enjoy doing this at all. Oh, that'll work. Well, we're definitely getting somewhere, but we're not getting there very fast. And I kind of want to continue on with the thought of just using thinner washers, but it is really smooth the way that it is. No, these fit beautifully. What? Yeah, that's not going to happen. No, I want holes that go all the way through. Oh. Okay, we're starting to get broken in. Oh, just a minute ago it did it. I want less blade play when it's closed. It's the same thing with the Osborne. That's the whole reason why I bought these things. So these two are going to be modified, and they need to be stuck in a different bag to keep them separate from the other ones, because these ones are actually within tolerances. Hey, welcome back. Samurai here bought the most expensive knife that's ever been on the channel. Well, actually, short of the Koenig. The Koenig's currently the most expensive knife on the channel. We're going to put this back. Yeah, let me pull it out real quick. Going to put some tools away first. Tools that I know I don't need at the moment. And ew, stock bug out washers. Those things are tiny. Okay, so there it is. For $800. It is a Carruthers Field Knife 3 in 3V. So it does need sharpened, like badly, but it's a used knife, so paper test, because I'm sure it'll fail. Yes, it failed miserably. So I wouldn't doubt that he probably wants to sharpen it himself, but I would like to clean it. Specifically, there's a little bit of tape residue in a couple of spots that I don't like it being there in. Right up here. And when you're paying that much for a knife, it should be pretty clean when you get it. Okay. Where do I even put these things? A pair of stock washers that are garbage. Would just sell them on Blade Binge or some shit. Fucking garbage. Just forget about them. I'll sweep them under the toolbox and forget about them. Oh, yeah. Cleaning. It is a very nice knife. It's been sitting there for a while. Originally they wanted 1,000 for it, and I talked them down enough to make it worthwhile. I'll be honest, I kind of wanted it on the channel, but I'm not a fixed blade guy. Now, please do not test that. I don't want to hear about you buying an expensive ass knife from me and then you went and broke it the next week because you wanted to prove something with it. It doesn't have anything to prove. It just doesn't. Now, in person, you're not going to see it on camera, but in person, there is a little bit of white in. I mean, you can kind of see it on camera, and I'm wondering if that's just dirt or if that's whoa. Is it dirt? No. Maybe. I don't know. Can't tell. Well, that's what I was thinking. You don't need to test it. I just don't want to hear about you buying an expensive ass knife for me and then something went wrong or something soon after buying it. Yeah, see, once it gets that first scratch, then you don't worry about it as much. Blade play. Not as bad as it is from factory. Every bug out has blade play from factory. At least every one that I think I've handled. Yeah. That's one of those other things right there. So what happens with these I'll explain what's happening and why it gets so smooth at the very end by grabbing a set of calipers right here. What we're going to do, we're going to spread them apart right here. I think it's supposed to be, okay, so 333. Then on this side, 338. On these ones, this one's supposed to be like, yeah, 3.3. And on this side, it is way more at just, yeah, 3.4, which is actually better than it was from factory. I think it was like 3.43 or something. The downside of that is you cause more friction. That sucks. Now you're not going to get that drop shut action, obviously, by the looks of it. Off camera though, I'm having a lot less issues off camera than I am on camera. So that's good. So let me test a set in the Osborne real quick. And if they go well with the Osborne, then awesome. I also do have to thin them out a little bit. But yeah, this thing is a pretty damn good looking knife. And congrats on your buy, dude. That thing's awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 3000 grit plate off and stick a 320 on there. Yeah, same. Hence why I do it. It's what we all do, you know? You have a smooth knife, you're going to play with it. God, these things were expensive. But if I buy them in bulk next time, where instead of getting 5 pairs, I get, what was it, 25 pairs? Then they drop the price by quite a bit. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16. I think that these are the flattest washers that I've ever received. Factory be damned, these things are made in Twin Falls, Idaho. I'd much prefer you guys buy them from me, because that would be great and help support the channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2. Ooh. So one side gets that hand rubbed finish that helps with friction on the one side. And then the other side gets that polished finish that helps with lack of friction on the opposite side. They still need to be thinned. Oh, no, that one's good. I could run it. We'll thin those again with the 3K though. I have one case of watches, and my watch collection got really big really quickly, and then I shrank it by like 80% because I spent a shit ton of money to get a shit ton of watches, and then I ended up finding the perfect watch for me, and now I don't need any of the others. So, yeah. And you can carry more than like 2 or 3 knives at a time. Carrying more than 2 or 3 watches just looks funny. Don't get me wrong, you look goofy when you're carrying 3 knives as well, but it's not as goofy as wearing 3 watches. Marathon sounds familiar. Don't own one. Citizen watches are my favorite because 1, 2, they started the whole solar stuff. Same thing with titanium. They're the first company to come out with a titanium case for a watch. You know, 2 of my favorite things when it comes to watches, so why not just stick with the brand that does it? The brand that started it all. They're obviously pretty damn good at it. And you guys can be happy with your expensive ass watches, but I'm going to sit here with my watch that I spent $50 on. It's like 350 brand new. And I'm going to smile because it is it's comfortable and it fits well. And it looks good. The thing is, it weighs less than quite a few of my knives. Coming in at 3 ounces, 2.9 actually, but basically 3. Beautiful. It's the issue that all of these Osbornes have is blade play. All of them. Even brand new ones. They just sit there and wiggle. And it's the only way that you can have it smooth enough to flick it open. Because if you do it any tighter than that, it doesn't flick open. It's the biggest issue with this design right here. Is that it never came with oversized washers. Huge disappointment right there. But we're going to fix that, hopefully. And I'm going to compare the oversized washers here to the factory washers and show you guys just how just about every one that I've ever handled has that issue. I'm not going to say every single one, but just about every one that I've handled. So you're lucky then. I am glad that I learned how to take these things apart and put them back together. Oh. Wonder if that makes a difference. Genuinely curious now. Because I know that they're different models, but how different, you know? Look at how tiny that thing is. Ooh, are these thicker? They look thick. Welcome back, Casey. I haven't seen you in a while. 0.5. Gimme. There we go. So they're 0.5 thick, and I think they're 9 millimeters outer diameter. Yeah, 9 millimeters versus the ones that I have now that are, I think, 11 and a half, 11.28. They're a little smaller than they're supposed to be. These were supposed to be 11.48, not 11.28. I'm not going to complain though. I'm pretty happy with them. So these are 0.51 thick. I don't think that it would make a huge difference, but we'll find out. And hopefully it'll help with the blade play issue. Grab a Q-tip real quick and clean out between here. Yep. Glad I did that. Okay. Oh, the blade too. Look how small that circle is. That is about to change. Oh, I don't remember what the plus or minus was. I don't remember what the standard deviation on these things was because I didn't really care. The inner diameter, as long as that's within spec, then nothing else matters. If the inner diameter was out of spec, that would have caused actual issues. Okay, blade goes in. I'm gonna have to redo that. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Now the last set with the hand rubbed finish on one side and the polished, not full polished, but polished on the other side. There we go. Okay, got it together. Now for the front scale to go back on. Okay. Here in about 13 minutes or so. No, wait. 16 minutes or so. I'm going to have to get my sister some pain meds for the wisdom tooth stuff. She just had them taken out today. Ain't that fun? Now I'm a slave for the next day and a half or so. Or about the next 16 hours or something. You would have thought she already had him out. Oh, why do you say that? Well, she's not the brightest. Oh, dude. I still got blade play, though. Well, now it's got a fun thing going on. blade is off center a little bit. Well, we'll try and fix that real quick. Piece of leather. Too thick. I'll just hold it over. Yeah, that didn't help. Interesting. This is where I think the holes need to be in play. That one I don't think changed a whole lot. The bug out, it's definitely smoother. There is a noticeable difference with the bug out. It's negligible when it comes to the Osborne though. Then again, I haven't given the Osborne the break-in period that I did with the bug out. The problem is it still has blade play. Retro, what's up? Well, I'm a lot happier with the bug out than I am with the Osborne. But I'll be honest, I've had issues with that Osborne from the get-go, so... It's a Benchmade 940. With some aftermarket washers. I wonder if 0.49 or 0.48 washers would be better. Get the calipers out real quick. Measure the difference between this side. 4.1. Oh. Oh. Yep. That explains it. Damn, that sucks. We need thicker washers. Yeah. The reason, okay, so the reason why it has blade play in this direction is because this side of the pivot is squeezing more than this side is, which means this side has a little bit of play and this side doesn't. So what'll happen is there's a lot less play when it comes to this side than there is when it comes to this side, where it wiggles more. And there just isn't a whole lot on this side unless you're like really wrenching on it. So it's the opposite with the bug out, where the bug out has more play when well, this one doesn't have it really bad, but it has more blade play when it's open than it does when it's closed, because there's more friction on this side than there is on this side. And I'd much rather there be more friction on this side, because the lock typically helps with the friction or the blade play, where this one doesn't have it super bad. It did have it pretty bad earlier, so that did help on this one. It did not help on that one, though. That needs thicker washers. I did not know that. I thought that that one needed thinner ones. Which makes you wonder, is it like 0.52 that it's going to need? And where can I get those? I will start off now by saying they will fit in the Osborne just fine. They don't help much, if at all. I'm happy with the bug out, though. That turned out well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ones out of that Osborne and swap them back for the stock ones, and then I'm going to stick those aftermarket ones in another bug out to see if it changes the action. Oh. So I didn't put it back then. Oh. There it is. Yes, I completely agree that it was worth giving it a shot. So real quick, before we go anywhere with this, we're going to measure this one. 3.25. .35. Weird. Their consistency with these things must suck. What's really sad is I'm actually quite happy with the action of this one. But it's got blade play when it's closed. Worse than this one does. So is it worth screwing up an almost perfectly tuned... No, never mind. Yeah, we're doing it. So the previous owner, swapped it. Oh. We should probably take that apart first. So yeah, if there's anybody that's interested in having a set of washers for bug outs, we'll see if it works for the other one. And if it works well for the other one, start selling them. Be nice if I could sell them all out in a night. There will be 3 sets for sale if it works well. I don't live stream every night, so around. I used to live stream every night, and then I got monetized, and then they basically killed my channel with the algorithm when I got monetized. And then I got demonetized, and now that I'm demonetized, things are better, but they're not perfect. These washers are really, really nice. Oh, interesting. Sure, but I made more money last night selling knives than I did the 2 months that I was monetized. So maybe you can understand why I wasn't super impressed with the whole monetized bullshit. I don't know if Knives, I guess, is still in here. But if you don't mind me asking, how much do you make from YouTube? Like, I'm perfectly fine telling you how much I earned. Telling you guys how much I earned on okay, yeah. So in the 2 months that I was monetized, I got $39. And 75% of that was donations. I still need to work on this Osborne. I was debating on keeping it, but since the washers didn't work out very well, I might get rid of it. I don't know, I'm constantly changing my mind on it. I'm sure I can get another one, but it's not going to be an S90V. And then another question, am I willing to cough up enough money to get myself a custom one from Benchmade? You know it's the pain med right now, right?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
It's just hard to find them in S90V for cheap enough for me to buy one. But the one I'm thinking about getting, if I'm going to cough up the money for it, is you can go to the Benchmade custom shop on their website and customize one. And I'd have one made in black micarta or black G10 and MagnaCut for $260 instead of this thing in S90V for $350. You'd have a hard time selling it because it's a nice knife, or what? I'm not saying that I have a problem with S90V or anything, because I don't. It's a good steel. Yeah, I'm pretty similar. Trust me, getting rid of that Chris Reeve was not easy. Yeah, selling that Menandi was one of the harder decisions that I've made. Because I got it for such a good deal that I would have kept it. But I bought it for somebody who was already interested in it. And the only reason I did that was because I could have sold it to just about anybody else. No, I'm not going for an Umnumzon right now. We're selling knives until we can start a knife company.
I saw your video yesterday.
Cool.
Popped up on my For You page.
That's a shocker.
I follow you, so not really.
Oh.
How many followers are you at?
I don't know. I stopped paying attention when I hit like 2,800.
You're famous now.
Yeah.
You're too famous to care. I found out the best way to eat after getting your wisdom teeth out is eat with your tongue. Like if you're gonna eat eggs, pretty much just eat with your tongue.
I hope that works well for you.
So that you don't have any chance of
Mm-hmm.
getting it in the places.
I got a CRKT Bonafide. And like I'm stuck somewhere between impressed and disappointed at the same time. That toolless system needs to be changed just a little bit. And that knife would be a badass knife. Look at how small those factory ones are compared to the aftermarket ones. think I'm going to put this thing together properly. You got a Shaman in M390. Nice. I've thought about getting a Shaman, but I don't know. I don't feel like I need another Spyderco at the moment. Thanks. Totally meant to do that. At least this one didn't go rolling everywhere. Thought Spy 27 was supposed to be like S35 VN, basically. I haven't looked into it a whole lot. I personally wouldn't buy it because I'm a steel snob and I 100% absolutely care about how long the edge of my knife lasts. And that's almost all I care about when it comes to my knives. D2 isn't that bad. basically. Not going to make fun of you for saying it's an Ozark Trail. Definitely not going to make fun of you for that one, but might as well be. Oh, you turd. You have a good one, Dope. We'll see you later. Oh, there we go. Dang, dude. Sausage fingers? Maybe. Maybe. Ooh, forgot all the screws were in there. Glad I only dropped one. I bet. First of all, already fixed the blade play issue. It's not like completely fixed, but it's as good as the other one was. Second of all, see how this isn't super smooth? You know why I'm concerned about that? I want one person to name why I'm concerned about it not being smooth right now. At least one person, come on. Somebody will figure it out. Well, that shit went flying. Oh, dude. I don't want to brag. And yeah, the pivot screw isn't in. The question was, does anybody know why I'm concerned that this isn't drop shut smooth right now? And the reason why was the pivot screw wasn't all the way in. It wasn't even in at all. It's sitting over there. That's worrisome. Yeah, fall in there, why don't you? This is with no lube. I don't know how to explain it other than it feels wrong to flick this in either direction. It feels, oh, people are going to hate me when I say this. It feels like that deliberate motion that you make when opening a Sebenza, but it's just not as good as a Sebenza. It feels like I'm supposed to open this thing slowly. I'm going to say it's high friction. We'll measure again real quick. 3.25 as it was. Now 3.35 is how this side was. Holy shit. Am I sure? Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. Dang. No. Stock springs. What was the green knife? I don't have a green knife on the table, other than the mini Adamas from last night. Oh, this? It's a bug out, just with aftermarket scales. And aftermarket washers. I bought 3 bug outs from a pawn shop after I went and verified them all to make sure they were real. And then I bought them to sell them. And I was going to keep this one. And then I said, well, why keep this one when I could just go to my buddy who has one of these and buy it from him. So I bought this one, and now I have 3 bug outs for sale. It is not left hand friendly when you suck with your left hand. I think the scales are from what's it called? Flytanium. Holy shit, there's no blade play. When it's open, there is no blade play on this thing. there's a little bit, but again, it's about as much as on the other one. Dude. All right. I'm glad I did it to that one. Now we know that they work well. Yeah, carbon fiber ones in S90V. What pisses me off about this one is they got the logo different. And I know usually when the logos are different, it means they're fake. The problem is Benchmade has changed their logo thickness slightly on a couple of them, and they've changed their font a few times, which means you can never tell if they're fake or real unless you sharpen them. I sharpened this one. It is an S90V. It just sharpens the way that S90V does. Yeah, they're micarta. So, with this being the case, the fact that this all works, is there anybody who wants to buy a set of these? There's some of them Spyderco factory seconds where you can't find the issue or the reason why it's a factory seconds. Yeah, I have no clue what knife that is that you're talking about. You'll take a set? Okay. I need to... Let me price these, because it's my first time selling them. Let's see. You don't have to pay shipping on those, because I'm already sending you all the other shit. The MacArthur scales. I didn't know that they made MacArthur scales. Let's find out how much I can charge for these. Go on to the calculator. I paid this much. Divide it by that much. God damn, these things were expensive. Yeah, I think that's about right. Oh, God. I'm not making much profit on them, but it's doable. It'd be $15, which is a lot for a set of washers. But if I sell out of them fast enough, and there seems to be demand for it, if I order larger quantities, they will become cheaper. Which would be great. Well, what do you consider a good deal? Sweet. I'll get those shipped out with your other stuff. It's weird. This is a weird feeling. 35% under new price. That's actually pretty good. That's about where I try to buy stuff usually. Between 50 and 35% off. So is it plain titanium? Is it carbon fiber and titanium? Is it micarta and titanium? I just want to start off by saying I think it's ugly as hell, but if you like it, then you like it, and I'm not going to tell you otherwise. I can't afford to stock up on 15V. Okay. And it's a user. Is it like a heavy user or lightly used or. Damn, that's a lot of money for a knife from China. So 35% off would be like $100 off. Maybe I should start playing with this thing with my right hand. Oh, then you're fine. The coating's DLC. It doesn't have scratches. Or it likely doesn't have scratches. DLC can get scratched. It's just super uncommon. So I'm going to try greasing these before I say it's finished. And if the grease helps, then I'm going to tell you guys that I recommend using these with grease. I don't think you could scratch it with a sapphire. DLC is harder than sapphires are. Or supposedly harder than sapphires are. Yeah. Yep, so these just need their natural break-in period. It'll be a while. Because they naturally polish themselves against the blade. They need time to do that. So here's what I'm going to do. Yeah, these have actually been polishing pretty quick. Appreciate that. We are closing in on 3K. Still got to make a video tonight about another knife sale. Oh, you piece of shit. Yeah, gotta re-grease that, damn it. We're using this stuff. You can get it at Harbor Freight for, I think that tube was $10, and I use it a lot, and there's no way I'm going to use that thing in my whole lifetime. I had a Dremel a while back, and the speed controller broke, and or no, the off and on switch broke. I currently don't have the money for a Dremel. I spent a decent chunk of my money on these washers. These were actually really expensive. And for some reason, shipping was $23 when they're like 2 hours away. Here's my current issue that I've been running into while thinking about getting a Dremel of some sort, or a Dremel style tool, is I need something that has really low RPM. I made $39 in 2 months off of YouTube. The minimum payout amount is $100. So that $39 is sitting there in limbo and I can't touch it. It doesn't add up fast enough. Okay. Like maybe 1,000 RPM. Or I'd like to go lower, but I don't know if anybody does anything lower. The one I had previously was a Chicago Electric from Harbor Freight. And it worked fine until it didn't. That's kind of how shit usually goes, though. It works fine until it doesn't. None of us are surprised when I say that. Back when I bought it, it was like $12. The fact that it lasted over a year is a fucking miracle. Don't get me wrong, I didn't use it all the time over that year, but just when I got my hopes up on saying this is a pretty dang good tool, and then it just fucking breaks. So, my fault for putting my trust into a tool. It lasted just long enough for the warranty to wear out. Interesting. Oh, there we go. The liner didn't want to do its job. I buy things for as cheap as possible in a way that'll work so that I can affordably do the things that I want to do. Oh, I'm trying to. You can't really do it under the camera. There's not enough space. There's a lot of new Spydercos. Which one are you thinking about? I don't think I've seen a single one that I've been impressed with. Yeah, but the only reason I'm not impressed with that one is it's made in China with 8CR. There isn't a more expensive option. Yeah, it's a lot better than it was with the grease. I'm actually happy with it now. So I have a brand new Benchmade bug out. New in box. I don't remember if it has blade play or not right out of the box. Yeah. Because why wouldn't it? It's got better action than that one. Than the one that I just put the aftermarket washers in. I have not. Another knife I need to get rid of. Nope, no hatchets. It's a lot better. I'm actually happy with that. Centering looks good. Action is crisp, but not fast. It's not a snappy crisp. It's a slow, deliberate flick. It feels different, a lot different. I like that. But I would like you guys to keep in mind that what I'm used to at this point is the action of the Sebenza, so I'm not going to say that it is the same action, but it's a lot more of a slow hydraulic feel to it. Wonder if I should put a K on every washer. I have not. And I'll be honest, I don't think I would have stopped them if I did. Free knives? As if I'd prevent that from happening. Stick a Sabenza and a pair of 3 in a room together. All right, time to make another set of those washers. Because it sounds to me like I sold a set, so go check Cash App real quick. And then cool. Let's go ahead and make a set of washers. Then right after this, I believe that I'm going to end the stream so that I can go do something else. Because this chair is very hot. Well, I likely won't be looking for them. Because I don't see those selling well used. So Samurai, if you're still here, I have some instructions for you with these. Yeah, but they sell them new. They don't sell them used. I'm not sure that they'd sell well used. And they actually sold a lot of Wiener Warriors last year. I'll be honest, I did not expect that knife to sell well at all. I thought it was just one of them April Fool's things that wasn't going to sell well. Okay. Well, I don't think that that he's in here anymore, which sucks. But what are you gonna do? Okay. So there's a set of washers. I think I'm gonna tape them. Oh, you cheap packaging tape. Another question, are they made in China or Taiwan? That's how we ship them out right there. Taiwan. Okay. Yep, these things definitely need that break-in period. So that break-in period, I'm going to say, is between a half an hour and an hour. Maybe longer. Dude, these are nice. I'm going to continue doing testing with them, so... not going to happen. Trying to think of if there's anything else that I want to do on stream before I end it. You know what would be really smart is if I pre-wore them in. If there was a way for me to do that. Well, if I was forced to use it, I'd use it for everything. Kind of like the Sabenza, I used it for everything. Until I put it in the shop. I'm hoping it's done by February. We'll see. Here in 8 minutes, we're going to end the stream. That way, I can go have something for dinner. Squeak. Oh. It has been a wild day. That's the most money I've spent on a knife. Wait a second. I did a light polish. Damn it, where's my other strop? hate it when I lose this shit. Oh, you mean like this? Or not this? Like this? Oh my god, I'm a dumbass. My other strop is on screen and it has been the whole time. This little set's pretty handy. I think they're like $40. Well, let's see how easy it is to open this. Question number 1 was how easy is it to open? Question number 2, how much tape residue was left behind when I finished? Question 1, pretty easy. Question 2 will be answered shortly. Not a whole lot. Just right up here, there's a little bit. And I'm pretty sure that some isopropyl alcohol and a microfiber cloth can fix that. Yeah. Easy. Yeah. Wes does it. What's up? Just finishing some aftermarket washers for a knife that I just sold the washers, so we're doing a polish on them, or as close to a polish as I can get. Oh yeah, that'll do it. You can see my thumb in the reflection. Versus how I did it last time. I do a lot of stuff. So it's not a perfect mirror. There are still a bunch of tiny scratches, but it's significantly better than it was. At the moment, these are just ones that I'm, no, I don't dance. Rebuild them? Not really. I take them apart, clean them, put them back together, stuff like that. Right now we're testing the action on things after taking out the smaller washers and putting in larger ones. I'm going to have to take this thing apart and put it back together again. I never have been good at dancing. My papa never taught me. I do a lot of tinkering. Gotta learn how to do this stuff somehow if you want to have a knife company at some point. I don't. If I did, I'm sure you guys would have noticed by now. So how's your night going, West Desert? And Mac, how's your night going? What steel are you heat treating? Dude, a big sandwich sounds pretty freaking good right about now. Oh, I'm doing fine. I just planned on ending the stream about a minute and a half ago, but that ain't gonna happen. These ones I need to redo the hand rubbed finish, or do the hand rubbed finish that I didn't do earlier, because these were the first ones. From table saw blades. You should look into what steel's used. Probably some sort of tougher steel. So if you look it up and you figure out what steel is used, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then you can go on Google and find out how to properly heat treat it. I don't think that it would be a tool steel. If it's a table saw, a lot of table saw blades nowadays use carbide teeth. So I would expect that the teeth. Oh wait, you work with wood more than you do with metal. Are they just regular steel blades, or are they yeah, then it might be a tool steel of some sort. What company makes the saw blades? If you're lucky, you might be able to look that up. Yeah, I know that's what you said, but I was thinking about steel saw blades, not wood. Not the ones you'd use on wood. Cut me some slack here, man. I'm trying. Well, I work on metal a lot more than I work on wood, so... Well, if they're already hardened... Yeah, like every couple months. You don't need to use that stuff super often. No, I think I'll keep them the way that they are. Because they're doing the job. I don't want to do the job any more than I have to, so... I don't want to waste that stuff either. It's not expensive, but it's not super cheap either. The diamond emulsion stuff I use is like $23 for a bottle. The Introvert, what's up? How's it going? That's a good name. I actually think that cheap belt leather is the way to go. I'm doing fine, yourself? I'm happy with my diamond emulsion stuff. I don't need a whole lot more than that. Glad to hear it. What are you up to tonight? Other than scrolling on YouTube. Well, you get better soon then. Oh, yep, nice. Bet you that one's gonna bleed. No? Okay. Don't bleed then. That should have gone way deeper than it did. Anyway. Oh, I forgot that I had the screws in there. Oh. Oh, it's pretty usual. It's not a super complicated operation or anything. Considering she already had it done. You ever use any of the Lynch Northwest? I've had one of their pocket clips. A couple of their pocket clips wasn't like super impressed, but I wasn't disappointed. I was mildly disappointed that it didn't go through my finger. Now, the reason why, let me explain this, is I went like this and it dug in. There's a hangnail basically, and that's all it did. And all I can think of is I sharpened you better than that. It's the disappointment of I sharpened you better than that. It should have at least been close to a hospital visit, but no. As dumb as that seems. Not tight. I wonder. Oh yeah, yep, you can see my thumb in the reflection on that. Fun. Well, don't get me wrong, I'm glad I kept the finger. I thought I sharpened it better than that. Then again, I've been using it for like a week. And yeah, the very tip is blunt a little bit because I use it to cut sandwiches in half on ceramic plates. And the ceramic is harder than the steel. Give it that break-in period that it needs of like an hour of playing with it. Or just slightly loosen it. Beautiful. That's about how I want it right there. Well, now that those ones are polished, I need to send instructions to the guy that bought them saying that the polished side, I think I got like a box of 30 Band-Aids somewhere on the table. I don't remember where though. I'm sure I'll figure it out when I need one. That Sebenza bite got me pretty good. I think there's a point where we all accept. Oh, the Osborne hasn't gotten me, actually. The Sebenza got me really good, though. That one, I probably should have lost the tip of my finger to that. Genuinely, like the whole tip of my finger should have been gone. If my fingernail didn't stop that, it came in from the side back here. And if my fingernail didn't stop that, then I don't think that it would have stopped at all. Okay, so this is going to one guy. Along with this, this, and that. Ah, beautiful. It's been a good week. You know what I think I would like about this more if I could change one thing about it? If it wasn't a fixed blade. The only reason I have it was because somebody else bought it. So yeah, here's these. Very deliberate, kind of slow movement. Need to get me some aftermarket thumb studs for my my mini Adamas. I can already tell that I'm gonna like this knife so much more now. I need to find a company that makes really thin nylon washers. Yeah, the tagged out feels cheap. It actually feels like a gas station knife. Yet, I think they're like $200. The one we have on the table right now is a mini Adamas. And those prices are actually pretty low at the moment, sitting at around 150. I just don't like how cheap it feels. It genuinely feels like something I could buy for $20. You know it's bad when people talk about the fakes being better than the real ones. I could see that. I'll be honest, I should probably just end the stream now. That way, I don't say, oh, I'm going to end the stream in 6.5 minutes, and then I don't end the stream in 6.5 minutes. That's disgusting. Are you looking for something like that? The carbon fiber ones have MagnaCut too, so that's a thick chunk of MagnaCut. Squeak. I don't know what a PSK is. I'm going to assume it's a Benchmade because we're on the topic of Benchmade. Short of that being the case, I have no clue. I think the 710 was the original knife that came with the axis lock, if I'm not mistaken. So I need to put these knives in one place together. I'll keep a bunch of stock Benchmade washers, because why not? Where do I put them though? Good enough for now. Oh, yeah, I was going to do a touch up on my bug out. They have black and silver. Oh, 710s. I think they've got a 710 in flat dark earth too. Brown and green aren't my favorite color personally, or colors personally, so I tend to stay away from them. The only reason I had that mini Adamas was because somebody else said that they wanted it, and then they never ended up buying it. My favorite color is gold. Right behind that is purple, because purple is such a good color. And I think that purple is overlooked too much. Just a quick touch up on the 500 grit. Yeah, purple is my favorite other than gold because gold is shiny. But purple just has such a different color to me. I love it. I have one purple knife. And it is a QB Tidius 14C. God, one of the really nice things about keeping your knives sharp, take 4 or 5 passes and it's already sharp. Beautiful. And now it shaves. Anything. Anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and end it there. Do appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Let me go ahead and put this stuff away. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night, day, morning, whatever it is. And we'll see you in the next one. The Profiler, the Introvert. Y'all have a good one. KC3, we'll see you later.